Welcome to our jumping off point for our new MRE reviews. We have a ton of MREs and we're going to be giving you an overview and a taste test review of the current MREs, all the current menus, and moving forward we'll keep getting all the new current menus and we'll taste test them all for you. We're going to be doing the 2012 menu first and then moving forward from there. This video is just to give you a brief introduction to MREs. I'm sure most of you are familiar with them, but for those of you who are not, maybe this information can help you. So we'll jump right into it. First thing you notice right here on the bottom, U.S. government property, commercial resale is unlawful. Now there's a lot of debate around this because these are most commonly bought off of eBay, a very public forum that government officials can see. There's some good websites like MRE info that I'll annotate down there for you that have a lot of this information you can look up more in depth. But many years ago they tried to shut down the sale of MREs off of eBay. They were unsuccessful, and eBay defended the people selling the MREs because the people that were selling them could have been people that procured the MRE through legal means, such as a disaster relief. The National Guard hands out MREs by the truckload to people, and if someone privately resells them, now I'm not giving you legal advice here, I'm just telling you what I understand. Always double check everything for yourself. But from what I understand, the private resale of these is legal, since they were handed out to the civilians and then they do with them what they please. So a lot of these MREs, especially these 2012 MREs, mid-2012, the Hurricane Sandy that rolled through, a lot of these were deployed out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these coming from eBay are from that hurricane. I know some people that lived through that hurricane and they were given cases of MREs, so that's probably where most of these are coming from. So you can get relatively new cases of MREs for very reasonable prices right now on eBay, and it's 8/30/2013 right now, so if you're watching this video 3 years from now, I couldn't really tell you, but right now there are good prices. You can generally pick up a case for about $40 and then generally $15 to $25 for shipping. Now that's pretty reasonable if you've ever bought MREs in the past. So going on to this, MREs date back a long time. I'm not really going to go into the history of it, it's not that relevant. It is relevant. These are currently used by our U.S. military, all branches, and they're deployed everywhere. They're deployed on other countries to give aid. They're deployed here to give aid. Everywhere. I eat them regularly. That may seem kind of weird, but I enjoy a MRE now and again, especially if you're camping. It's really refreshing to have a meal that's right there, ready to go. Just so many uses. It's a great, good food source. I mean, it's not some 5-star meal, so I mean, don't expect a super luxurious steak coming out of this MRE. I mean, it's on par with canned foods, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up and make them think it's something it's not. I mean, it's a food in a bag that you heat up in a little heater. It's great for what it is, but at the end of the day, it's food in a bag. So just remember that. Now, there's 12 different menus. They change every year. Not every menu item changes, but there is a pretty good variation that they put in. A lot of different changes, and just little things too, like they added bacon and the cheese a year or so back. And some of the menus, they change out different desserts. They change out certain entrees. They edit things. They make little changes here and there. Some of it doesn't seem to have a rhyme or reasons why they do it, but whatever. All that information, all the current menus, all the past menus can be found on that website that I annotated before, MRE info. It is a great website. for taking a look at all the different menus to see what kind of case you would like to buy or what kind of meal you'd like to get. Just if you want to try them, it's all out there. They all come in packages like this. They're all a shade of this color. Some are shinier, some are a little bit different color than this. But the really brown ones are the old ones. You don't want to eat those. They're very old. Stick with these colors here, okay? Now there are no date codes on the package itself, the actual individual MRE packaging. The box is going to have a date code, and you'll be able to see the date code if you buy it on eBay. Take a look at the picture. Don't take the seller's description verbatim, because sometimes they'll put the inspection date as the date they're selling it as. So make sure you see a physical picture of the box so that you can find out what actual date that is, and then you can read on the MRE info how to decipher that date. It's very easy. But you can just type that information into the MRE date checker on the MRE info website if you can't figure it out, and it does it all for you. So generally these things, it's up in the air how long they say they can store for. I've eaten some very old MREs. I've eaten one that was probably 12 years old. I mean, it it tastes alright. I didn't get sick or anything from it, so I mean, it's something. They say that generally, depending on the temperature, range of 5 years. Some people say 10 years. People have all different theories on how long they last. It is what it is. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. It all depends on the conditions that you store it and how it's stored. So you have to research that a little bit on your own. Like I said, I've eaten some pretty old ones and they were fine for me. So diving into this, we'll go right in. You can, if you want to, you can just peel it open here. There's a little perforation. Let me see if I can get this. Pull it apart. Alright, got this on camera. And we're just going to cut it. Alright. They used to have outer bags in some of these meals that everything would be wrapped up inside. I haven't found any of these 2012 menus. This just happens to be menu 1. This is the first one we're going to do a review on, so I'm just going to show you the type of contents you can typically expect to get inside of a MRE. This happens to be a better one. This is one of my more favorite meals. You get a cornbread in this one. You'll see all this later. You get some caramel apple Ranger bars, kind of like a power bar, not as good, but it's alright. Your accessory packets, sometimes they have matches in them, sometimes they have coffee. They normally always have gum. Hand towel always has one of those, and some toilet paper. This one has some crushed red pepper. It all depends. There's a couple different accessory packets for different meals. Oh, and here's a day code. So the first number coordinates to the year, so that's going to be 2012, and then it's the 138th day of that year that this was created. So every item is going to have a day code on there. So that's 2012 and the 75th day. You generally get some sort of spread. This is a cheese spread with jalapenos. Very good. Crackers. You normally get a crackers, or you get some sort of wheat snack bread. You normally get some sort of beverage powder as well. You always get a flameless ration heater. In the actual MRE videos, I'm just going to do all that off camera. This is very, very easy to do. All you do is you cut the top off here, okay, slide the MRE down inside, and you have this portion underneath it, and then you pour water up to this line here. If you have an MRE that has like a side dish and an entree, you can put both of them in, put one on the bottom and one on the top, and it will heat both of them up very well. Okay, you just add a little bit more water when you do that, but very good results. And it takes about, depending on the meal and how many entrees you have in there, generally it's about, I find the best is 12 minutes for a general entree, and about 15 to 20 minutes depending on what kind of full meal and a side dish that you have in there. Even tortillas, you add a couple extra minutes in there if you're going to have the tortillas underneath. If I have tortilla shells, they don't go inside the package. I just put them underneath when you insert this inside the box to be heated. But instructions are great on there. I mean, it's foolproof. Put the MRE in, fold the top, slide it in the box. Done. And then you have your entree. Okay, these are made unlike the other MREs. These are just a meal where a soldier can be expected to eat 3 of these a day, no problem. They have, generally the meals are a little bit different, but they're around the 1400 calorie range depending on the meal for everything in the kit. You know, a lot of other countries use a full day's ration with a lot of stuff in there. These are just made to be meal to meal, so they're lighter. You know, you can kind of ration them out a little bit better. I like them, so I don't know how well they, you know, compare to other countries. I couldn't tell you. I've never served in another country's military, so I don't know how they like them, but these are alright. You get your durable plastic spoon. People love this spoon. It's very durable. Pretty good plastic spoon. And then you have your hot beverage bag, just a pretty robust bag with a very good seal on there that you can add in your liquid if you want to make a hot coffee or some other sort of, they sometimes give you other different beverage powders that you can use to make a hot drink, or you can just store gear in here that you want to be watertight, because that's a very good bag, probably about maybe only 1 mil thick, but it's a good bag nonetheless. And the outside bag here can also be stored if you were in a camping or survival type situation. This is a very good, robust bag. Probably, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 6 mils thick, 7 mils, I don't know. It's a pretty thick bag. Maybe even more than that, maybe around 10 mils, I couldn't tell you, but it's pretty thick. And you could store water in there if you needed to, purify water. Who knows? Uses are endless. But that's pretty much all the information on the MREs, guys, that you really need to know before you start watching the videos. Like I said, you can pick them up. Best place I've found is eBay. A lot of surplus stores sell them. Like I said, they could be from, you know, the disaster relief. From other sources, I couldn't tell you. But there are a lot of availability right now for MREs if you're interested. I don't recommend stocking up on just MREs if you're trying to come up with a food source for a longer term disaster. They're good for a short term, and they're good for a portable food source. However, when you start to talk long term, they get to be very expensive if you need to keep buying them. Roughly, you know, these I think were like $6.50 a package, and it's one meal. You know, you can get a lot of dehydrated foods for a lot less and get a lot more quantity, and the food flavor is just as good, if not better. So for the short term, for something portable, for something fast, it's absolutely fantastic. And it's really, there should be a place for the MRE in your food storage. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the MRE reviews.